So ever since my wife has been working from home, this has been her desk and her cable management. And as you can see, it needs some major work. So today I thought it would be a perfect time to show you guys how I made over, organized, and cable managed her home office situation. I'm going to show you some products and some tricks on how I transferred her standing desk from looking like this to looking like this. So you can do the exact same thing for your own setup. As always, timestamps and product links are in the description to everything I use in this video. The first step in getting her setup organized, and I think the easiest thing to do, is to start with a clean slate entirely. She has this beautiful standing desk that basically cannot be used for standing, as the cables have become a rat's nest over time. With adding new desktop equipment, monitors, and computers, the standing feature of this desk was rendered inoperable. So I hoped with a lot of cable management I can make it a visually appealing one cable connection workstation, so she can fully utilize her standing desk during her long work hours. You're really going to need to dedicate some time to getting your desk organized and managed, at least a half a day for me. You don't want to rush this process. The more cables and stuff you have, the longer it will take you. My goal is to set it up once and make it easy to subtract or add cables and equipment without taking apart the whole desk setup again. When doing a desk reorganization or makeover, I found it the perfect time to get some of the big things done in your setup, such as removing furniture, painting, or just getting the perfect spot for your desk in your room. Since all your equipment has been removed, it also is a great time to dust, vacuum, and prepare your space for a clean looking home office. I then can start with that clean slate that I mentioned before, except for a monitor I left on top of the desk, which I'll be adding to complete the dual monitor setup. The accessories I bought to completely overhaul the cable management came out to just over $100, not including the monitor arms, which were provided by our company. But I'll leave a link to similar ones in the description. Of course, you can spend way less than this depending on your budget, skill, and needs. But before I do anything with cables, you're going to want to map out where your larger equipment, such as your monitor arm and monitors, will go on your desktop. She decided to go with two LG ultrawides in this case, one a 29-inch which I positioned vertically, and a 34-inch for her main display, making sure they are in good viewing position and level. Using monitor arms is an easier way to hide your cables with their built-in cable management systems, so I utilized them to hide the display port and power cables for each monitor. These arms did come with USB ports that added to the number of cables that I would have to manage later. Of course, this is a standing desk, so you're going to want to mount everything on the underside of the worktop so you can use all the standing features to its fullest. The first thing I did was decide and mount a power strip. In this case, I went with a Tron surge protector and USB charger. I went with this specific power strip due to its 13 receptacles, 3 USB chargers, and 1 USB-C outlet. I know it's overkill for her type of setup with no RGB or other gadgets, but I love the long cord to go up and down with the desk, the mounting screws to secure to the underside, and she has plenty of outlets if she chooses to add stuff in the future. Standing desks are great for cable management. The ability to raise it high so you can get under comfortably to mount everything to its underside is a lifesaver. I choose to mount this power bar in the middle and close to a wall socket so it won't be in the way of her legs when sitting, and keep the one cable theme I'm going for. Also, at this time is when I plugged in the desk and monitors into the power bar so I could loosely see what I was working with cable wise before securing later. Now let's move on to cable management. I found for most of the cable management I use these EK J-channel raceways that come in a pack of 6, either in black and white, and wide enough to hide a lot of cables. They stick to the bottom of the desk with the included double-sided tape, and I had no problem with them falling down with the weight of the cables. I like these raceways because they come in smaller sizes, so no cutting, and they can be placed in strategic positions. For mounting smaller power bricks, I use some strips of 3M double-sided tape, which have an incredible hold on some of the heaviest objects. For larger objects like this hub that my wife connects her laptop to, I picked up some industrial strength Velcro that come already cut to 4x2 inch size, saving me a lot of time just trying to cut through a big roll of Velcro. I stuck the hub in the middle as well next to the power bar. My thought was to keep the hub in the center of the desk so all the cables will be hidden from view from the sides. Through this cable management process, you are going to want to have all your equipment plugged in so you know where to route and deal with excess cable with ties and sticky cable clips. Going back to the raceway, it was nice to be able to route the cables through one and have a gap between the second one. This gave me the ability to route cables from the left or right side of the desk and meet in the middle at the hub. I then used the third and fourth J-channel raceways at the front of the desk to also route more of the thicker cables that didn't fit in the rear raceway, so that I didn't have to stick the cables to the desk individually, and it gave a much cleaner look. The front raceways also left room for future expansion of cables that need to be organized. Now for accessories like the Qantas monitor light bar, the Nexigo webcam, and phone charger, it is quite easy to add them to the workstation. Since these are USB powered devices, the power bar took care of her charging and light needs, and the built-in USB outlets on the monitor arm is perfect for her webcam, with plenty of outlets for future USB powered devices. To make the cables at the back of the monitor a little cleaner looking, since her desk is positioned in the middle of the room, I bought some Alex Tech sleeving. They come in black and white, so I could have them somewhat match the back of the monitors and the vibe of the office. These sleeves can be cut to your desired length and the edges singed with a lighter to give you clean ends. I use these to cover the black cables of the light bar and webcam, and I think it made a simple visual improvement that I was looking for. A great accessory I picked up to neaten up the setup is a Vertebrae cable management system to improve the look of the power cable and Ethernet cable running from the desk to the wall. This spine-like cable management system is perfect for standing desks to hide the cords and is weighted for solid stability. You can adjust the size to your liking, run cables down either side, and attach to the desk with 2 screws. I think this really made a huge difference to her room and really got me close to my goal of making a 1 cable setup. And to finish off her standing desk makeover, I added this cable holder for her laptop so she can unplug and go easily, and use some of the Alex sleeve to wrap the power bar cable and Ethernet cable to give it one seamless look. So that was my approach to making over and cable managing my wife's work from home setup. I know everybody who has a desk setup has their own unique way that they manage their cables, and you guys may not agree with how I did. But I'm proud of what I did for her office, and I think it looks and functions 1,000 times better than what she had before. Of course, this and every setup is ever changing, and I'm sure her office will probably not look like this in the future. But I hope by starting over with a clean, organized slate, adding and subtracting equipment will be easier and much neater. Having a nice, clean, organized desk setup will make you feel more productive, creative, and happier. With a little planning, taking your time, and following the steps I showed in this video, I'm sure most people will be inspired and proud of their desk setup as a result. So that was how I transformed my wife's desk setup. Thanks for watching. If you liked what I did, please hit that like button and subscribe. Also check out another one of my videos right here.